Alright, so this is my farming run video. Um, you definitely want presets. I have two presets because my farming run is set into two segments. So the first segment is all of my herbs. I have the one mushroom patch that I have access to, and then the belladonna. I don't really know why I do the belladonna. It's kind of garbage XP, but I was doing it for double XP, so why not? Um, so this is you're also going to have access to all of your allotments and your flower patches. So if you're still doing those, bring those. But you're going to want your ectophile, an explore ring. I believe explore ring 3 does the trick as well because it also has the cabbage teleport. But I just went ahead and got 4 because I could. Um, Teleport runes for Trollheim teleport. Unless you have the lunar teleport, just go straight to that patch. Uh, I have lunars, I just don't use, or I don't have the level. That's why I don't use it. Um, yeah, then the rest are just lodestones for this first part. For equipment, you're gonna want, obviously, just if you have it, you don't need this. Grace of the Elves, the highest luck ring you have. I used to have Luck of the Dwarves, but I got PK'd for it because I'm an idiot. Um, a farming cape if you have one. I got 99 this past DXP, so bring it if you have it. Any farming boosting gear that you have. I don't actually have the full set, so it doesn't do anything for me. I just kind of want to look the part. And then I bring a weapon just in case I get harassed by vampires or other monsters in the patch near Port Phasmatis. So that's just what I do. Alright, so to start, you're going to want to, well, what I do is I go to Canvas for the mushroom patch. So however you want to get there, you can get there. Um, this is just how I'm doing it. If you don't have access to any of these locations at the time, or you don't have access to the levels to do some of these patches, just skip that step, I guess. Um, because there's different times for all of these things, if I'm not doing it like an entire 24 hours ahead, I'll skip different segments just so that I can be more efficient, I guess. Um, oh, I also bring the 6 compost because that's no 7 compost. I can count, I promise. Because that's how many I'm gonna need for um, this entire segment. But if you're gonna use more than a few extra than 5, I would just carry 5 at a time. Because with the leprechaun access, um, you can just deposit your 5 buckets and withdraw 5 compost really easily. And that's actually what I do for the second segment of my run. So once you're done in Canifis with the mushrooms, you teleport to Trollheim, and you gotta run up to this patch up here. There is a lunar teleport just straight there. I think it's level 96 or something, and I don't have that. I actually set timers on my phone just to get a gist of when things are done. With the whole farming tick system, the timers aren't exact, but they're close enough for me. Hey. Oh, that was my farming something, my farming task. Alright, cool. Um, all of those herbs getting noted were from my cape perk. So once you're up here, plant the herbs. Start your herb timer if you want. And then you teleport to the Ectofuntus. And come right over here. I don't have my allotments or flowers going because I don't need to. Like, it's kind of just a waste of time for how little XP I get at this level, seeing as I am 99, almost 100. But on my second account, I do the watermelon right now. And then use the explorer ring to go do the cabbage port. And you're dropped right at directly south of this patch, which is great. This patch is kind of a pain to get to if you don't have that cabbage port. I think the Port Serum. So Port Serum, Draenor, Lodestones, or the clan teleport are probably the best ones to get here. But definitely just take the hour or two it takes, if you're me, to get the Explorer Ring 3 or 4. It's honestly not that big of a deal. And then this is totally a unnecessary step because of how little XP it gives. But jump through this barrier if you can, otherwise run around, and then do the Belladonna. And that was only 500 XP, so really not useful. And then we're gonna lodestone to Ardoin. And I think if you have the Ardoin cape done, that'll be really helpful for 2 different teleports. Because I think you can teleport directly to Manor Farm, which is where we are. And then at the very end of my next one, you can teleport to the monastery, which is helpful for one of the bush patches. So we're almost done with this half. We only have Catherby left. And any produce you get from farming, you can use on the leprechaun, and you'll be given the noted form of that object. I didn't know this until like a few months ago, so I hated farming. But now I'm 99, and it's my first and only 99, so I'm a lot happier with farming now. Yeah, so we're gonna grab this one. And my light just shut off in real life. Alrighty, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Alright, you can use any kind of compost you want. I'm just using normal compost. So then you can just deposit everything in here. And then we're gonna open up our second preset, which I have set at number 5. Okay, so this inventory and segment of my farming run is a bit more complicated and intense. There's a lot more to plant. So for this you want 5? No, 6 magic, or 6 trees, 6 like wood trees, I guess. I'm using magic because that's what I can do. You want 5 fruit tree, so 5, and then a calquat if you have the level. I've got 5 bush and 3 cactus and an herb left. Um, I didn't switch to fellstock. I'll do that later though. Alright, and so because we're in Catherby, we're just going to run towards the fruit tree over here. And you're going to be teleporting all over the place here. Oh, also with this section, you want the attuned crystal teleport seed. If you're going to Friftiness. Or if you don't have that, the normal unattuned ones, or even just load teleport to Priftiness, but it's going to take a lot longer that way. So to get the most experience, I actually just like harvest the fruit tree and remove it, because you get a lot more experience that way than just coming back every time for the fruit. So I planted that. I'm gonna give the coconuts to the leprechaun so we can bank them or note them. And then I use this path over. I don't actually know if it's faster than just teleporting to the lodestone, but you can use a myth grapple from your tool belt if you have one, and to grapple up there and then run up here, or you can just go to the Taverley lodestone for this tree. Check it, and then to save time, just clear it. Unless you really want the logs, but I don't, because it would just take way too much time between chopping and having to actually store them, because you can't note logs with a leprechaun. And so now we're gonna start. You can either go to Myler or Treherne. It doesn't really matter, but I like starting with Treherne. And I'm most definitely pronouncing these right. Sorry, wrong. Pronouncing these wrong. So I totally forgot to start my timers. So start that wood timer. Start that fruit tree timer. So I inspected that. Get rid of that. And compost it. Plant. Hey look, a Siren Spirit. And that's why you want your Grace of the Elves. Now we go to Myler. And you can do your Harmony Pillars if you want. I just don't. I haven't gone into that yet. But there's a fruit tree over here. Plant that. Plant that. And now you also go to whatever that is pronounced, like Cruis? Maybe? And you go for the herbs and the bush. So grab that herb, and then you can exchange. So you just grab some more buckets of compost. I like just putting a whole bunch into the leprechaun. So that I don't have to keep giving it to him. I think he holds 255 at once. And now lodestone to Lumbridge and start your berry timer. So, I actually just did the path differently than I have been, and I'm kind of realizing that it makes more sense to do the way that I just did it. Normally, I in between Taverley and Lumbridge, I only go to Cruis and do the herb and the bush. But doing all of Prifddinas at once seems to make a lot of sense. So I might actually start doing that from now often. Alright, so plant that tree in Lumbridge. Now you go to Varrock. The way I had been doing it is I would do Cruis between Taverley and Lumbridge. And the two trees in Prifddinas, like towards the end of this path, which I don't really know why. So run west. What is this, the Legends Guild? Or the Heroes Guild? Heroes Guild? I don't know what guild it is. Hey, 100 farming, look at that. Cool. Dinosaurs. So go to this bush patch just west of Heroes Guild, I think. And then you're going to run back towards the southern entrance of Varrock and run straight up the middle to the tree in the castle courtyard. So over there. Clear that. Alright, now we're going to Falador. Yeah, Scroll Life would be really good. If you have one, you can get them from Dungeoneering. They're like somewhere between 20 and 30,000 tokens, I think. But it saves you a seed. I think it's 10% of the time. Those are also really good to have. It's a permanent upgrade. You're welcome to pay the farmers at all these places so that they make sure that your crops don't die. I don't care enough. Adds more complication to this that I just don't really feel like figuring out right now. So another 5 compost done. Grab that. And now we're lodestoning to Alcarid for the Cactus. Hey, would you look at that? Dead cactus. And another Saren Spirit. Alright, so once we're done here, we're going to go to Port Sarim for the bush in Remington. If you have a house teleport there, that might be faster for you. My house is not there, so do what you will. This is free and fast enough for me. So you just run west here. There's a bush right over here. Alright, and now we're going to Karumja. Guess I believe that's what's next on my list. So this is where you go do the Calquat and another fruit tree. Another way you can do this is get one of those Taiwo Wane teleports. And rather than the lodestone and teleport, you're probably going to teleport somewhere in here. I've never actually used one. And then rather than running from the lodestone back and then back up, you can just start from down here and run all the way north. This is where the Calquat is. And now we run north. It's always good having to wait almost a day of time for the Calquat. It's the best ever. Oh hey, treasure hunter key. Would you look at that? So now you're gonna chill here, use the thing. You're not using anything, you're just talking to this tree and getting... Why do you keep... Stop moving, please. If you're full, you'll just drop them on the ground. So I'll pick them up in a sec. Alright, grab that. We're gonna use the Calquat on him too. Take the coconut as well. Use that on the leprechaun again. And now you want to get to one of those... I can't remember what they're called. I'm just thinking Grand Tree. Maybe they are called Grand Trees. We'll call them a Grand Tree. Get to a Grand Tree. I like doing the one in Varrock, because it's easiest for me, I think. And this is going to be our main mode of transport. Oh, Spirit Tree. That's what they're called. Spirit Trees are going to be our main mode of transport for the remaining ones. So you're going to go to number 1, which is the Tree Gnome Village, I think? Or is this the Stronghold? I think this is the Stronghold. So you're going to go through this fence. If I can click it properly, you know what? Yeah, there we go. Go through that fence and then follow Elkoi. You need, I think, just Tree Gnome Stronghold for the quest. And then over here is a fruit tree patch. And I'm out of compost again. Go back and follow Elkoi once you planted that. Back through the loose railing, go back and talk to the spirit tree. So, the 2 trees in Prifddinas that I did out of my normal order. Alright, so we're going to number 2 now, which is the village, I believe. And there's a fruit tree here that we're going to start with. And then there's a wood tree over there by that magic tree. The 2 trees in Prifddinas that I did out of my normal order, I would normally do between the fruit tree in Karumja and teleporting to Varrock. But it seemed to work fine. So there's our final palm tree. And we're going to go plant our final wood tree. Final magic tree over here. But I should also probably get these coconuts to a leprechaun. Check that. Clear that. I'm just going to use those on the leprechaun now because why not? Alright, and now we're going to go back to the spirit tree. Now this next step, I only just got before the double XP. We're not going to go to 3 yet, we're going to go to 7. 7 is a planted spirit tree. I've planted it on... I think this is Etcetera. Miscellanean Etcetera. So, this is definitely a step that you might need to skip because you need to actually plant a spirit tree. Then we're gonna go back to the spirit tree. And we're going to teleport to 3. Let's see. Oh, I had those backwards. So the village. Okay, whatever. So we're teleporting to number 3 now. We're gonna walk down here. There's definitely an easier way to get to this. That would be having the Ardoin Cape for the teleport. Because you can just teleport right in front of this monastery here. Much easier than doing this. But this is how I do it, because I haven't done those diaries yet. Or achievements. I don't know what they're called in RuneScape 3. Add our last... did I? Okay, I did compost that. We're adding our last bush. And now what we do is we go to Menethos for the last 2 cacti. We're going to Menethos and Anachronia. You have to unlock these patches. For this patch, you need 12 Arcadia logs, and you can chop those right over here. Oh, not Arcadia, Acadia. There's Acadia trees right here, so that you can just chop 12 logs. And there's a woman over here who will request them. I believe her name is Zara. And then it's going to take a hot minute of mining and then a little bit of construction to get this cactus patch ready, but just adds to it all, so it's probably worth it. Did that just grow while I was raking it? Yeah, see, this person's building it right now. Talk to the leprechaun because I need 1 more compost. So there's that one. And now we're going to Anachronia. And for this one, if you don't have the agility level to get there through the agility course, it's just entirely not worth it in my opinion, because it's going to take a while to walk around. But I think you only need 35 agility, so it's not terrible. But you come north here, start the agility course. And this second one, you have, no, I think I have to click this side first. This is the second cactus patch that you have to construct yourself, but this time you need 12 magic logs. Cross those roots. And now we no longer need to continue on the agility course because the agility course goes up there. But we are going this way. It's all the way over there. So at this point, maybe you can't click there yet. Yep, see there's a corner right there. Once you're down here, you can click over there and just wait as your character walks that way. So as we're almost done, hopefully this was helpful enough. I know it's a very I guess raw video. It's not very fine-tuned. Why are we not walking over there? Okay. There might be another way to teleport over here. I'm not sure. Because I'm not very knowledgeable about Anachronia. But this is a totem pedestal. So, who knows? I don't. And then this is our last stop. We're gonna grab these weeds, fertilize, and plant our dragon fruit. Alright, thank you. Alright, and that's that. So at this point, I just head to Manor Farm in Ardoyne so that I can tend to my animals. Alright, hopefully this was helpful enough. Enjoy.